Today's guest is Lachlan, a qualified horticulturist and landscape gardener with over 10 years of experience. He has been part of Gardenlust for the last 2 years. He will talk about his childhood, how he got into landscaping, and some challenges he faced along the way. Hi, Lachlan, and thank you for joining me for our very first podcast.
Good morning. Thank you for having me.
So, I would like to start this podcast with a very simple question. I would like you to share with us what were you like growing up?
Sure. I would say I was quite a sporty child, but also very quiet. I don't think I'd fully developed until I finished school, but I was out playing sport every weekend, riding mountain bikes, having fun, hanging out with my family and friends, and enjoying life.
Okay, where did you grow up in Sydney?
Yeah, I grew up in North Turramurra, so on the North Shore.
So you grew up in Sydney, and
Yes.
did you move around a lot, or were you like mostly?
No, I stayed in one location.
Yeah?
I didn't move. My childhood wasn't very exciting. I didn't move around much, but stayed on the North Shore for my whole life. That's where I grew up.
Crossing the bridge was almost illegal for you.
I didn't know there was a bridge.
So you've never been in Bondi for surf or anything?
Not when I was younger, no.
No, really?
No, really.
Were you a surfer or no?
No, but I went down to freshwater and down through Manly when I was younger, but never over to the east.
Okay.
Too far.
Okay. I heard there is a lot of competition between the east and the north. No?
Yeah, it's big. Yeah, big
Okay.
competition, but we always say Manly's better, so.
Okay, let's see.
They're on top for now.
And do you have any siblings? What was
Yeah, I grew up with two sisters, so
Yep.
lots of women, but they taught me a lot. It was very good, and yeah, I enjoyed it. It was nice having an older sister and a younger sister, and me stuck in the middle. So I learnt a lot, and it was good fun, and we all got on really well. So
we always talk about that middle child.
Yeah, I was the lost child in the middle.
So did you need any attention? Were you like?
I think I was pretty good. I think I kept busy all the time and was always out and about hanging out with friends and, I don't know, riding mountain bikes and playing sports. So it wasn't really too much of a focus for me, but yeah, it was good fun.
And did you have both of your parents with you?
Yes, although my father passed away when I was younger, but...
Oh, I'm sorry to hear.
No, that's okay, but it taught me a lot and it definitely strengthened me as a person.
Yeah.
So,
how old were you?
12.
Okay, wow. So it has been like over 15 years?
Yeah,
now?
15 years now.
And were you did you have a stepfather after? Or?
No.
No?
Mum did not have anyone. Even though we suggested it, we said, go out, live your life.
Did you set up a profile on anything? Or no?
LinkedIn.
LinkedIn profile. And so were you like the man of the house, or she took like both of the roles? Or?
She took both of the roles. She was really good.
Yeah.
Worked a lot to put food on our plates and send us to school and give us everything we could have needed. But we also all, I think, came together and helped out around the house. I was mowing lawns when I was 12 or 13. So,
oh, wow. Okay.
But yeah, it was just one of those things we had to adapt to. And as a family, you stick together and make the most of it and put in the work.
So was your sister supporting your mum, or it was mostly like all of you guys all together?
I would say it was all of us and my extended family.
Okay.
So everyone helped. Like my father had brain cancer. So mum was in hospital a lot with him, but all of our family and friends would look after us when we were younger, make us dinners, help out where required. So everyone came together, which was amazing to see.
So it was it's still fresh in your mind, or is like a bad memory? Or?
There's bad memories, but also a lot of good memories.
Yeah.
Like I became so close with so many family members and remember how much they did for us and appreciate it. And we have that special bond.
And was your dad sick for a long time, or it was quite quick?
3 years.
3 years?
Yeah.
So you remember during those 3 years, your mama being with your dad?
Yes.
And going through it?
Yeah, very much so.
And you guys it must have been difficult for you guys to...
Yeah, it was very challenging. And also I think we were at that age where we didn't necessarily understand what was happening or what the repercussions were.
Yep.
So yeah, it was challenging.
Okay. Well, wow.
Yep.
And so you say you were mowing the lawn quite Early. So that was your first job, or what was your first job?
First unpaid job.
Yeah.
But yeah, I guess you could
Who
count
paid? Who paid for it?
that. No one.
Unpaid job.
Yeah.
You say, okay. Yeah.
I would say that would be my first job.
Yeah.
Just mowing lawns and
Mm.
cleaning the house and tidying
Yeah.
up at a young
Okay.
age, but I wouldn't say I got paid or it was anything professional.
Okay. I'm sure you were already building your skills through those smaller, like organization skill,
Yes.
efficiency.
Yeah.
Or we are not fully aware of that when you were young, but
I think looking back at it now was all the little things as well, making sure the mower was filled up with fuel, just
Yep.
little things like that.
Mm.
Making sure the green bin was empty or
Yep.
it was around, and I had a bit of a plan of how to go about it. So
Okay.
I think it did actually help, and I think I enjoyed it in a bit of a therapeutic way when I was younger. And
Okay.
when it was finished, that it was quite a satisfying feeling to
Okay.
see the before and after, and I got to play on it. So
Nice. And so my question was, what was your first paid job? Was it in landscaping or did
No,
you?
it wasn't.
No. What was it?
So my first paid job was a company out in Western Sydney, and it was a factory that designed and built custom doors for high-end
Oh, wow.
houses and custom glass, so little bits and pieces like that.
Yeah.
So that was my first ever job when I finished school.
And how old were you?
18.
18. So
Yep.
you had to drive to the west every day.
Yes. So it was my uncle's company, and when I finished school, I had no idea what I wanted to do.
So he got you into the business.
Yeah. He dragged me in. But I didn't know what I wanted to do, and I didn't want to go to uni and get a HECS debt and figure out that this was something I had no interest in. I knew I didn't want to work in an office.
Okay.
And he gave me a job, and I worked there for a year before starting my landscaping apprenticeship, but it taught me a lot as well.
Yeah.
I went from getting up at 7:30 in the morning, cruising over to school, which was 10 minutes away, to getting up at 5:30, driving an hour every day,
so was
understanding
it your
what it was
car?
like. I had my mother's car and was saving up for a car of my own at that time.
And so you say you stayed there for a year. And how were you treated there? Because it was your uncle's business.
Yes.
Were you treated as any other employees, or were you a little bit?
I would say I was treated as an equal.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
there were no differences.
Okay.
I still had to be there on time and still had to put in the work and make sure I was presentable, and all the same rules applied to me as anyone else. So it was all the same.
Do you remember how much you were getting paid on your first job?
I do, $20 an hour.
Well, that's not
It wasn't bad.
You sure you were as equal?
I got paid less when I started my apprenticeship a year later, and I was like, what is this?
We're going to talk about that after, because I'm very interested of your journey in landscaping.
Yeah.
But let's finish with that first job. Did you have any holidays? Were you like a casual part-time? How did it work?
I was full-time, and I said to him I'd commit for a year.
Okay.
So
it was just because it was your first experience, or?
First experience, and I had no idea what I wanted to get into. So I thought if I just work for a year in something, it will give me an idea of what I do like and what I don't like.
Okay.
And I learned a lot from that job of what I do like and what I really don't like.
And
so that meant that I liked working full time. I liked that I didn't have to study. I liked that I got paid. And what I didn't like is the job was going nowhere.
Yeah.
I didn't enjoy the work, and I didn't enjoy necessarily driving an hour and a half out to Western Sydney, coming back, and just the work itself. It didn't really interest me. There were no challenges. So I think I realized that I wanted something a bit more, and I wanted more out of life than a job that wasn't going anywhere.
Okay.
But it taught me a lot.
Yeah. First job is always very... we still unsure about what we want to do, but it's actually shaping us for the future, I think.
It is.
Whatever it's negative or positive, we always learn from the first job.
Yeah, agreed. And I think all of it was a positive in a sense, because it was my first job. I got to understand how hard it was going to work every day, what reality was, and I got to understand what I did and didn't like in the workplace. So I think it helped me a lot to figure out that I wanted to do an apprenticeship, and I wanted to do something where I could build a bit more of a life and a bit more of a lifestyle that I enjoyed. So it did help a lot.
Great. That sounds like a very interesting start of your.
It was.
Great. And I would love now for you to tell us how you ended up in landscaping.
Sure.
Did you escape the factory and start mowing more lawns, or did you study? What was your journey?
So I started looking around after a year, and I knew I liked mowing lawns at home,
Yeah.
and I really wanted to be outside and I guess experience really nice gardens. I thought that was something that I would be passionate about,
Yeah.
and working at home on my mother's garden, I liked a bit of that design flair and having a bit more of an intricate job, I guess you could say.
Mhm.
So I'd done a bit of planting at her house and obviously mowing, and I thought that getting into gardening would be something where each day would be a bit different. I could be planting one day or I might be mowing the next day. I'd never done it before, so
Yeah.
I wasn't sure, but I thought I enjoy working outside and I like that bit of flair to a
Mm.
job. So I decided to get an apprenticeship, and
Yep.
I also wanted a qualification. I thought that
Okay.
would be something that would be very handy to have in life, and it was something I wanted as well, whether it be in building, construction, but I decided to go with horticulture.
Yep.
And I never looked back. It was good fun. I didn't know a lot at the time. Starting out, I was just mowing lawns and trying to learn as much as I could, but it was great fun and I really enjoyed it. And I think going to all these expensive properties and amazing houses, I think my jaw dropped within the first hour of going to a job at the views and the size of the houses. So I think from that point on, I was hooked. I loved it.
That's good. But what were your qualifications? Where did you study?
So I studied at RIDE. So they have a horticulture centre there.
Yep.
And it has greenhouses, all sorts of plants, irrigation parts. So I was there for 3.5 years.
And did you get like a certificate? Or
yeah, we got
diploma?
a certificate at the end. So
Okay.
3.5 years of study. I went 1 day a week whilst working full time, and if you passed all your exams and made sure you put in the work, you got a certificate at the end.
So do you think it's necessary to be qualified to start in landscaping, or do you think you can skip that process?
To start, I don't think you need it, but I think it's very handy to have.
Does that give you an advantage on other people who are not qualified?
I would say yes.
Yeah. In what way?
You're able to go through each term and each semester and learn about plants, what they are, where do you plant them, how you should prune them, when you prune them. For example, irrigation, what these parts are for a watering system. And it gives you the knowledge and a base to then build on to how to go about gardening and how to run a garden and what problems you might face, such as pests and disease. It gives you a basic but broad kind of understanding of everything that could go wrong in a garden and everything you need to know.
Okay.
And you can then apply that day of study into the rest of your week.
Okay. So you mean it's not necessary because if you have spent years of experience in the garden, you will acquire those skills, but to make the process a little bit faster,
it speeds up that process.
Yeah, can you see a difference between someone who has been who has studied and someone who has not, or can you not? If someone is just freshly qualified and someone has 5 years of experience, which one do you think will work the best in the garden?
I think the one with experience. However, I think having that knowledge is still a very valuable tool.
Yep.
But if you've worked in a garden for 5 years, you would be, I guess, exposed to those problems and you would know how to handle that garden. But I still think it's very valuable to have that knowledge. It speeds up the process because you're able to put what you learn at school into the garden at the end of the week.
Okay.
So I think it is very handy.
The teachers, they were like qualified horticulturist landscapers, or they were just teachers?
Every teacher we had was a qualified horticulturalist, and they'd also, a lot of them had their own businesses.
Okay.
So a lot of them were semi-retired, and they'd had this massive portfolio of things they'd done in gardens and things that they might have run a business. So they had a lot of knowledge and expertise.
So you are learning
to give.
from real people, not just based on theory.
Yes.
Okay.
And it was amazing, some of the teachers, how much knowledge they had. We'd go in there and just ask any question about any plant, and they would know. They'd start rattling off where you could get it, how to plant it, how to prune it.
Yeah.
They would know everything. It was incredible.
That's great. My question is, it gives you this background before you start, and you say you are learning with qualified horticulturist people. But do they teach you about how to complete an invoice, a garden report?
Nothing about that.
Nothing. And how to charge for the plants?
Nothing.
No?
I wish there was another course, and there might be, but after that horticulturalist section of your couple of years, I wish there was a part where you could add on a business, a year of business, and be like, this is how, as a gardener, you can charge, or this is how you would structure a business.
Okay. So you think this part is lacking in a program or in a certificate?
Very much so. For someone that wants to push and for someone that wants that next level, that they might want to run a business or start a business, but in a horticultural sense, I think it would be very valuable.
And without thinking about running your own business, but just in terms of management, becoming a manager, do they teach you how to be a leader, managers of people, how to guide them towards making the right decision, what to do in the garden? Because we have the skills, we learn it, we apply those skills in the garden, but do they teach you actually how to delegate tasks?
They don't.
They don't?
Nothing about it.
Okay.
What I found is we were purely studying and learning about plants or pest and disease. There was no aspect of it about how to maybe manage or be a team leader or work with other people. There was nothing about that, which was, I think, a bit of a shame. And I didn't really think about it whilst I was studying, but now looking back on it as a team leader, I think it would be a great skill to have and a good skill to learn when you're younger as well.
It's one of the biggest challenge in most companies is being able to train a horticulturist to become a leader, not just a team leader, but a leader in terms of how to lead the garden towards the final result, or how to lead a team executing what is necessary in the garden during the visit. But it's very interesting that you have noticed that this was lacking. Hopefully, Dave can listen to that podcast and make the necessary
make
adjustment. I think that, and that might actually attract more the younger people.
Definitely.
Because it's a tough job, but if we can attract them with showing up that there is more than just landscaping, it might be something that will excite them to start in the industry. What do you think?
Definitely. I think it'd be very, very helpful.
So, Lachlan, I would love you to share with me one of your biggest challenge, or maybe a story or something that it's a little bit...
I can.
You can?
I can.
Yeah, but I come on, go on.
Okay, so when I would say in my first year, we went to this property, and very high-end waterfront Vaucluse property, and we had to put a few plants on the nature strip. So we started digging to put these plants in, and we hit a pipe.
Yeah,
and we thought...
A pipe of what?
Well, I'll get to that.
Okay.
We thought this pipe was a water main because it burst and dust and soil went everywhere.
Yeah.
But we quickly realized there was no water and it was a gas main. So we quickly ran away.
Yeah.
It smelled horrific, but
the smell is strong.
It was really bad. Really bad. But we ended up having to call the fire brigade and the whole street got shut down.
Really?
Yeah. So that was...
For how long?
I think it was the whole day until they fixed it.
Okay. So it happened early in the morning?
I would say it was about 8 a.m.
Yeah. And what happened? How did you manage that situation?
Well, we had to, I think, call the police and then figure out how we got in contact with the gas company.
Yeah.
And then they sent out a whole bunch of people to, I guess, shut down the street and
Yep.
close off the pipe and then fix it.
Okay.
So it was an interesting experience and one that I wasn't expecting that morning.
Yeah.
But I guess looking
You
back
were
on it,
lucky no one was smoking.
yeah, I know. But the funny part was, as it was leaking, we, as a company, we had to pay for the gas that was leaking out of the pipe.
Really? And so was it like a big leak?
It was a massive leak.
Really?
Yeah.
So like a lot of gas were...
Yeah, I'm not sure what the cost was, but it would have been a very expensive day.
But I expect the company to be insured, no?
Yeah, for sure.
But still very draining, scary. And did you feel stressed, or were you just were you like, fuck it, it's not my business? Or what?
I don't think I was stressed, but I think other people I were working with were very stressed. But I was more just amazed at how quickly things can go wrong, because I was still quite fresh to the industry.
Yeah.
And, we're having a nice morning, having a coffee, going to work.
Yeah.
We'll put a few plants in to start, and then the street shut down and, we can't access the job anymore.
Were you able to go back to that job the day after, or?
We did not.
No?
No.
So what happened? How long did that take for you to...
I didn't go back, but I think someone else we were working with had a bit of spare time and they went back and finished it off while we had other jobs to do.
Okay.
But it was a very interesting experience.
Is that a common thing in landscaping? Do you hit...
I've never heard or seen of it.
Yeah?
So I would say it's quite uncommon.
Okay.
So I've never come across another gas pipe or heard of anyone else that's blown through a gas pipe.
Do you go very gently with the shovel?
Every time I put a shovel in the soil, it's in the back of my mind.
Oh, yeah?
So I am scared of a crowbar.
Yeah, okay.
So I make sure I am on a shovel and just very careful and try to make sure I don't cause any issues.
So far, we haven't had that experience, or maybe I haven't been aware of.
What's that surcharge on my card?
I will make sure I don't worry. The expenses now.
Yeah.
Oh wow! And so that was like quite a big challenge, even more when you're just starting in the industry.
Very much so.
But it does teach you quite some lesson on how to manage like difficult situations.
Yeah, it taught me a lot.
Yeah. But now I would like, do you have any juicy stories? Is there anything a little bit spicy that we haven't heard? Because when you're on the business, you are not fully exposed to what actually happened all the time on site. So I'm sure you
I might have one.
Yeah? Okay, go. Tell us.
So this was many years ago. But a whole bunch of us at this company went out for drinks the night before.
Yeah.
And a fair few of them like to drink. So anyway, we had a nice dinner and we were finishing bottles of wine. Beers were going. It was quite chaotic.
Okay.
So I was very drunk at the end of that night.
Okay.
And it was midweek, so we had to go to work the next day.
Oh, wow.
So anyway, the next morning rolls around and I am not feeling good. I was so hungover. And one of the other guys had arranged to pick me up because I knew I was not driving the next morning. Anyway, we got to this job and I was pretty much spewing in the gutter.
Yeah. Oh, wow.
Yeah, it was bad. And then, but we were forced to go to work, which was understandable.
The boss was there on site, or?
No, he was somewhere else, probably just as hungover.
Okay.
But anyway, I knew this client would take their kids to school and then go out for coffee and they wouldn't be back for half the day.
Okay. So that gave you a little bit of space.
I had a bit of leeway.
Yeah, okay.
So anyway, I was not in a good way and the house was massive. It was on acreage, but I knew they had a little studio and then underneath that there was a wine cellar.
Yeah, classic.
With a bathroom.
Okay.
So I went down and decided I needed a timeout. So I don't do this often.
Yeah, not often.
This is another me.
Okay.
But anyway, I decided to go down and just sit in the cellar for a minute. And it was so nice and cold.
I bet, yeah.
So I ended up having a little nap for an hour just to recalibrate.
Yeah.
But I think that would be one of the funniest stories and one of the most interesting experiences I've ever had. So
I think we all have like some stories like that. And how old were you?
23.
Okay.
So
Okay.
another
Last
lifetime
year,
away.
no? No, I'm kidding.
But yeah,
Which
that was a
garden?
funny
Tell
one.
us.
It was the worst day. I was so sick.
Mm,
My whole body was shaking.
yeah.
I felt so bad, but I had to go to work.
Yeah.
So
We all have those stories. I remember installing like 200 meters square of lawn in Avalon near Palm Beach. And I only had like 30-minute sleep and I was so hungover and it was exhausting. I had to do the loan, because it was coming in the morning. But I think we all have like those like hangover stories.
yeah, I'm
that
sure
like
you've got a similar experience. A couple
I didn't sleep at in anyone's cellar. Not yet. Maybe
down on the
see.
beach.
Yeah. Okay. And so I would like to ask you that last question is like, what would you recommend to someone who would like to get into landscaping?
I think it's a great idea. I think there's so many positives you can take from the industry and so many, I guess, opportunities and avenues that you could go down. When I started, I knew I wanted a job and something where I could make money straight away.
Yep.
I didn't want to go to university as I really didn't know what I wanted to do. And I didn't want to get a HECS debt and get into something that I wasn't committed to and not interested in either. But I also had an interest in, I guess, making my money work for me, and getting into the property market was one of those avenues I wanted to go down.
Okay.
So not only was there the positive of being able to work outside, being exposed to incredible gardens and really nice clients, but also the fact that I could put money away, and if I was smart about it, I could kind of follow my true passion, which was also getting into the property market and building something up. And I think...
So the question is, are you in the property market now?
I am, yes. I'm trying to hunt for the second one, but
you build up equity and you're going to get the second one very soon, I'm sure.
Yes, hopefully.
And Sydney has got a good market for the property. So
definitely. But I think if someone is interested in gardening or planting and they have other avenues, such as maybe investing in properties, it's such a good business to get into and such a good way of, I guess, achieving those goals.
Yeah,
I think it's...
So what I'm understanding is you actually use your passion for gardening to help you with other opportunities in life.
I use that passion to fulfill other passions that I have.
Okay, that's great.
So it's done both of those for me.
Yeah.
And the more I've gotten into gardening, the more I've enjoyed it and understood how gardens work. I think the older I've gotten, the more I've enjoyed the client interaction as well and learning from them as well.
Yeah.
Every client is very, very successful. So if you can take even just little snippets here and there, if you can apply those into your own life, I think it becomes very handy. So there's so many aspects of, I guess, gardening and landscaping that I love and enjoy. And I am now 10 years in and I wouldn't change a thing. I think it's taught me so much as well. So I love it. I think it's really good to get into.
And in a very short sentence, if you have to give one tip to the person who is still unsure about wanting to go in an industry, what will be the one tip you will give?
That's a good question. Give it a go. What do you have to lose?
Okay.
You could turn around and love it and be 10 years in like I am and achieve everything you've wanted to achieve. So I think it's give it a go.
Perfect. Thank you so much, Lachlan.
Thank you for having me.
It was great to finally know a little bit more about you. We always see each other on a daily basis.
Yes.
And we talk so much about work and personal stuff, but never had the chance to fully know you. And I'm sure also our clients, if they watch it, they will understand who they have in their garden.
Yes.
Hopefully you do no longer sleep in their cellar.
Yeah. Don't own a cellar because I will use it.
Be careful. Don't own a cellar. And I think I'm very happy that we have been able to work together for the last few years. And I'm sure we're going to build something very successful together in the future.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you so much.